So what is awareness, spiritual awareness? Awareness is feeling the energy of people, places, nature. But being in nature for me restores my body, my mind, my soul, my spirit. Being in nature for me is the drug that I cannot be without. So during busy times I'll come to here or somewhere like this in nature. And I feel a total restoration because the earth is a battery and the earth is our mother, and she really is a spiritual being of absolute divinity. And when I tune into her, I can feel her responding to my alertness, my attunement. And I think that I get an attunement every time I go out in nature, especially on my own, because I start to become even more aware of how beautiful it is. And I just start appreciating it. And I feel like sometimes I get visions when I'm on the earth. So if I close my eyes and meditate, I will receive something from that place. I was here about a week ago with my mum and I went to lay down on the grass and I closed my eyes and started to drift off a little bit. I wasn't too well that day. And I saw a massive being looking down at me with my eyes closed, with my inner vision is very open. And so the being, I could see that it was big. I couldn't really see the outer form, but what I really saw was the eyes. And the eyes were massive green, and like they looked like big cat's eyes. And so I thought to myself, I didn't know what it was, who I was seeing, but I knew. I actually thought it might have been one of the feline races, which I've seen, and I'll cover that in another video. But when I got home, it occurred to me that I'd seen one of the spirits of the place, of this place, because I know it to be a really special place. So, so I felt really honoured that the spirit of this place, or the being of this place, one of the beings of this place, had come to me and visited me. I've had a lot of experiences in nature. I've had a feather drop down in front of me when there's no bird there, just drop down. I've had birds coming right up to me, birds that don't usually come up to people. I've had experiences in the bush with elemental spirits. I remember going up to the Garden of Peace one day and there's a lot of bush around that. And as I was walking through it, I was on my own. I used to go up there on my own a lot. As I was walking through the bush, it's very special up there too, I actually saw lots of lights just dancing over all the flowers and the trees, and there were yellow lights, there were blue lights, there were white lights, and they were almost like hopping and jumping, and I was so delighted. But I think what I was seeing was the elemental spirits. And the elemental spirits are everywhere in nature, and the elemental spirits will show themselves when you're actually open to receive that. I knew what it was straight away, what I was seeing, because I felt it in my heart. So if I get the answer in my mind and I feel it in my heart, I know that's the truth. So, and another day, many years ago too, I was up at a place called Norman Lindsay's Gallery. So some of you will be familiar with a very famous artist. from many years ago, and they've still kept his magical place in the Blue Mountains and his gallery and his artworks. But also he built a lot of beautiful sculptures in the bush there. It's a treat to go if you haven't been there. But I was there with a friend one day who was very similar to me. We both saw and we both felt the magic of the place. We were absolutely in raptures just walking around. There was so much amazing spiritual energy there. And one thing I saw was, I couldn't really describe what I was seeing, but it was right in front of us as we were looking out at a kind of a gorge, a valley. And it came up and it fluffed up in front of us, and it was like a little pom-pom. I think it was white with a bit of pink on. But it just kind of appeared from nowhere and was doing funny things in the air. And I said to my friend, that's a fairy. That's one type of fairy. And look at her. And we were kind of, it's hard to explain it, but when you have a manifestation like that, you go, oh, look at that, look at that. And we were so excited anyway. But as I said that to her, a heap more came and they all began dancing around us. And we couldn't believe it, and then they just disappeared. They didn't fly to somewhere else, they just disappeared in front of our eyes. So I believe that place was so special and we were quite deep in the bush there when that happened. But I do feel we were very lucky, very blessed that day, and I never forgot that experience. I do see the elemental spirits quite often when my eyes are closed because I have inner vision. But it's not very often they manifest. But when you have an inner vision, it's very real. It's not like you're just having a dream or something. It's full on. You get the vision, you get the sound, you get the colour intensifies. And you never forget it. And it's very real, and it's like an energy shift. You're moving into that energy of whatever you're being shown. I've had many visions like that over the years, and I'll talk about that later too. But being in nature opens me up to that. It opens me up to another dimension. I remember having a dream also years ago, and I could see that there was fairies at the bottom of the garden, and one of them came out. He was quite a large one actually. One of them came out, and he, in the dream, this is a dream, there was like a veil in front of him, like a mist veil. And he said to me in the dream, you have to move the mist. You have to walk through the mist to be able to see and perceive us. So I believed that he was teaching me that day that there is a veil, and the veils to me is just another dimension. But somehow we have to shift that dimension to be able to see into their dimension. So being that we're multi-dimensional beings, slippery. There he is. Oh, you're beautiful. We are multi-dimensional beings from many dimensions. And to me, spirit world's in that dimension as well. You just shift in and out of different dimensions when you see different abilities, when you see different beings. But that was my little chat about the magic of this place and spiritual awareness. I'd just like to see if I can get the mountain in there to show you where I am. A little bit. I'm just looking around. I've got some more visitors. You don't seem too perturbed by me being here at all. But anyway, if you're following your spiritual path and you're learning about the vibrations, a big part of it to me is being very grounded. And this is what grounds me more than anything, being somewhere like this, being in nature. To be grounded, oh, we've got a little gorilla there. To be grounded is the answer for a balanced spiritual path. Because sometimes I work with very, very high vibrational beings, and it nearly, it can be quite confronting for people that aren't used to that energy. So in order to heal and balance myself and come back to earth realm, which is spiritual anyway in my eyes, that's what I do. I'm just going to show you that bird because I think he's come while I'm doing this and he's absolutely gorgeous. Hello, beautiful. Look at you. Rainbow lorikeet. But the appearance of him to me is also, he's a rainbow. He brings the blessings of the rainbow, which is the love, peace and harmony. And I also listen to the signs in nature, so whatever birds come, whatever I see, I believe that the universe, dreams and visions are always teaching me and giving me what I need at that particular time. Oh look, there he is. Oops. Anyway, these birds have sent me into a bit of bliss today. So thank you very much, and if you've listened to the end, thank you for listening. May your spiritual walk be blessed always. Thank you. Bye.